Hi, learning anatomy can be quite daunting, especially since you have to learn a lot of things like muscles, bone structures, and also the range of motion, especially for animators. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how I myself study anatomy step by step. So the first thing you need to do is understanding the internal structure of the whole body as as a skeleton. Okay. So try to learn the whole skeleton as a whole. All right. For example, here you can see how I started the learning. Yeah? You can start just drafting the skeleton. Okay. The clavicles, the chest bones, the pelvis. Okay. You don't need to know all of these bones at this stage. Yeah? Right. Also, their proportions don't need to be that exact. Okay. And don't try to simplify the anatomy at this stage. Just try to eyeball it. You'll see that as you continue, the anatomy gets better, okay? Because you start adding, you know, you simplify things, you start naming some bones, okay? And remember, you don't need to learn every bone in the body, okay? So once you draw the whole skeleton like this, okay, you can even try to draft the external muscles, yeah, but it's not important. The aim here is for you to see how bones are connecting, all right? How bones are connecting in a full picture of the body, okay? Because sometimes when you start maybe animating just the, not animating, when you start drawing just the head, you go draw the fingers, the feet, you're all over the place. It becomes difficult for you to combine them together as a full body. Okay, so it's important for you to just sketch everything, right? Then as you progress, you'll start noticing some landmarks. Yeah. So here, don't start drawing the mannequin. Okay, still early, right? Because once you start drawing the mannequin, you won't know exactly how the internal bones are connected. Okay, so once you're done with a full skeleton, you can go back and now start drawing each individual landmarks. We have here the shoulder blades, the chest bones, the clavicles, and the pelvis. Okay, try to now draw them separately. Okay, you can try to rotate them in different perspective. Okay, then once you have drawn the individual, once you've drawn the individual skeletons, you can now start combining each, like the rib cage and the pelvis. And right now, you are allowed to start now naming these collarbones, the acroniums. Okay, all right, the chest bone, the spine. You know the common landmarks. All right, the iliac crest, the spine. Okay, and make sure you're drawing in both views, at the front, side view, and the back. Once you are comfortable drawing, you can connect both the rib cage, the spine, and the pelvis. You can now go on to simplify the pelvis and the rib cage in simple geometric shapes. Okay. Also try to differentiate both male and female chest and pelvis, okay? Like for example, in male, uh, females have a wider pelvis than men, okay? All right, you can also try to differentiate the size and the shape of the skeleton, okay, the skull, right? Like in male, you have boxy orbits, while in female we have rounder orbits, all right? And remember here in our first sketch, we were not concerned with the gender, okay? We just drew a generic skeleton. But when we come here, we can now start differentiating between a male skeleton and a female skeleton, right? You can even go deeper to show the difference between the male and female buttocks, right? And when it comes to women, right? You know, you can start showing the more prominent parts that makes a female, like the breast, the hips, all right? You can also draw in a few gesture drawings, okay? All right, don't focus on the proportions, right? Just try to get the overall shape of what you're drawing, and make sure that you're using reference when you're drawing these figures, okay? Then now, once you're done with figure drawing, you can now simplify the body now in simple mannequins, all right? Boxy mannequins. Here you can either use the 7 heads, the 7.5 heads, or the 8 heads, okay? And try to do both side view and front view. After you're done with that, you can also check on muscles, all right? How muscles wrap on top of the skeleton that you've been drawing. The common ones are the deltoids, the pectoralis muscles, the triceps, the biceps, okay, and the rectus, okay. Draw the front and also the back, because at the front, especially in male, the more prominent muscles are the deltoids, okay, and the chest muscle, the pectoralis. Also at the back, we have the trapezius, okay. We have the external obliques, latissimus, okay. And also remember that we have some common landmarks we use to place our muscles, like the iliac crest, okay, and the acromion. For female, also try to draw some melons, all right? Bigger melons, smaller melons, and very big melons, and try to differentiate how they wrap on the chest with respect to gravity. Okay. Also try to draw the anatomy of the melons. At least when you're drawing, you can differentiate how things internally are. As an animator, also try to draw the shoulders, because one of the most difficult things to animate as an animator are the shoulders. Okay, look at the deltoids. How when you raise your arms, how the deltoids move. Also, how the clavicles, when you raise your arms, how the clavicles move. When you lower them, when you put them on the side. Okay, try to look at them. So when you see here, when you raise your arm, okay, the pectoralis muscles usually contracts, okay, and also the clavicle kind of moves upward with the arm, with the movement of the arm, okay, and also the deltoids tend to go behind, all right. Also look at the traps, very important. You can also look at the external obliques, okay. This will help you to connect the upper part of the torso, okay, with the lower part. How you connect the rib cage with the pelvis. You can see the difference when in male the flank is a little bit bigger, right, or larger than in female flanks. So check on that, all right. At this point, because you've learned at least most of the stuff here, you can start differentiating both the 8 heads proportions and the 7.5 proportions. Okay, I highly recommend knowing the 7.5 proportions. It's kind of difficult because the landmarks don't properly align with the 7 heads. Only a few of them compared to the 8 heads. It's easy to know, all right, and to master, but your figures will look more unrealistic compared to the 7 heads. So yeah, that's it. And I'll see you in the next lecture.